The Flight Test Historical Foundation is proud to present the 4th Annual Excellence in Aviation Awards, honoring the historic accomplishments of the Red Bull Stratos team by recognizing 3 of its many team members.
Be strapped into the Stratos caps.
If you're scared and walk away, 'cause there's no need to feel ashamed. Yeah, we all feel the same. I fell in love with rock and roll until I found it was false. It plastered on a face for me.
Release.
Where's your passion? Where's your fire tonight? Whoa, I can't believe there's nothing you're willing to hide. Whoa, I want to believe. Set my body on fire so I could be free. 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 Don't be told it can't be done, because the best don't die young. Yeah, we all feel the same. Whoa, where's your passion? Where's your fire tonight?
Sometimes you have to get up really high.
Nothing you're willing to hide.
The smaller you are, I'm going home now.
Set my body on fire so I could be free. So I could be free. So I could be free. So I could be free.
And feeling safe back to Earth safely. The new world record holder.
So I could be free. So I could be free. So I could be
Otta, gratuliere.
The first honoree tonight is Art Thompson, Vice President and CEO of Sage Cheshire Aerospace. Art brought more than 30 years of aerospace engineering experience to the Stratos team. In the late 1970s, Art was a part of the conceptual design team at Northrop Corporation that created the B-2 stealth bomber. Art is not only the Vice President of Sage Cheshire, but also is President of A to Z FX Incorporated. Between these two companies, Art has built over 700 custom vehicles and numerous aerospace systems. Some of these vehicles have been featured in major motion pictures such as Batman and Robin, Live Free and Die Hard, and Blade. A large number have been promotional vehicles, including many for Red Bull. While working on the Stratos project, Art and his team produced the world's largest paper airplane for the Pima Air and Space Museum to inspire kids into aerospace and engineering. It measured 45 feet 6 inches, with a wingspan of 24 feet, and flew just short of a mile from an altitude of 1,400 feet. Art was the earliest collaborator on the Stratos project and was the driving force for the program concept, design, development, and assembly of the engineering and science team, as well as fabrication and integration of the systems and components. He was responsible for procuring equipment previously only owned by governments, obtaining governmental and FAA approvals and certifications, crew training, and running the flight test program, none of which could have been accomplished without the dedication and hard work of Art's entire team. Art had a vision that drove him in the assembly and direction of his team. To assure the success of the Stratos project, he knew he needed to have the finest group of experienced professionals on his team of engineers, designers, fabricators, technicians, and flight test pilots. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome tonight's first honoree, Mr. Art Thompson. Our second honoree tonight is retired U.S. Air Force Colonel Joe Kittinger. As the Stratos project was initiated, it was realized that lessons learned in past efforts were vital to the project's success. Team Stratos turned to the one man who had been there before, more than 50 years earlier. Colonel Joe Kittinger joined the U.S. Air Force in 1950. After receiving his wings, he was assigned to the 86th Fighter Bomber Wing in Germany. In 1954, while stationed at Holloman Air Force Base in New Mexico, Joe flew chase for Colonel John Paul Stapp's record-breaking rocket sled ride. It's been said before that Joe flew a perfect profile that allowed for the capturing footage and data from the test. In June of 1957, again working with Dr. Stapp, Joe made the first balloon flight to 96,000 feet as part of a project called Man High. He was subsequently assigned to the Aerospace Medical Research Laboratories at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio. Joe was named Test Director of Project Excelsior, which was to investigate escape systems for new high-altitude aircraft and spacecraft. On the 16th of August 1960, Colonel Kittinger stepped out of an open basket attached to a scientific balloon and descended to the Earth from 102,800 feet, free-falling for 4.5 minutes, and reached the speed of 614 miles per hour, opening his parachute at 18,000 feet. After his assignment with the Aerospace Medical Lab, Colonel Kittinger continued his career as a fighter pilot, doing 3 tours in Southeast Asia, including commanding the famed Triple Nickel 555th, and was credited with shooting down a MiG-21. However, in May of 1972, he was shot down in aerial combat and spent 11 months as a POW in Vietnam. Colonel Kittinger retired from active service in 1978. But life didn't end there. In 1984, Joe Kittinger completed the first solo balloon crossing of the Atlantic Ocean, taking 4 days. Joe was at first reluctant to join any high-altitude attempt, if it was just to be a stunt. He therefore was pleased to see that the Stratos project intended to collect scientific data to improve the safety of the next generation of life support systems for the burgeoning civilian suborbital spaceflight industry, and he agreed to join the team. Because of Joe's depth of experience in aviation and testing, he served as Capcom for Central Communications with Felix during the flight and offered his experience and knowledge to the Stratos team regarding procedures in the life support and egress from the capsule. Colonel Kittinger is a member of the National Aviation Hall of Fame and a Fellow of the Society of Experimental Test Pilots. He's received the Smithsonian Lifetime Achievement Award and the 2012 Excellence in Aviation Award. It has recently been announced that Colonel Joe Kittinger will be awarded the 2013 Cliff Henderson Trophy for his leadership and significant and lasting contribution to the promotion and advancement of aviation and aerospace in the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome an American hero, Colonel Joe Kittinger. The final of our 3 honorees tonight is Mr. Felix Baumgartner. Felix received extensive parachute jump training as a member of the Austrian military, including specialized training for landing in restricted landing areas. He has earned international notoriety as a skydiver and a base jumper. That stands for building, antennas, spans, and earth. Felix recorded the world record for the highest parachute jump from a building in 1999 when he jumped from the Petronas Towers in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Felix set the world record for the lowest base jump when he jumped from the hand of the Christ the Redeemer statue in Rio de Janeiro. On the 25th of July, 2003, he became the first person to glide across the English Channel using a carbon fiber wing. He jumped from 30,000 feet over Dover, England, and landed in Calais, France. In 2004, Felix base jumped into the 623-foot deep Mamet Cave in Velebit National Park, Croatia. He earned his helicopter pilot's license in 2006 and has a private and commercial rating. It was early 2010 that rumors of the Stratos mission began to surface, and that Mr. Bumgardner was working with a team of engineers and scientists in an attempt to break the record for the highest skydive ever. As part of the flight test build-up program of the Stratos mission, Mr. Bumgardner completed 2 stratospheric balloon test flights and jumps from 71,581 feet and 96,640 feet. On the 14th of October 2012, the 65th anniversary of Chuck Yeager breaking the sound barrier, Felix piloted the Stratos capsule to a world record height of 127,852 feet above New Mexico, and stepped out. In doing so, he also set the world record for skydiving. During his 4-minute and 19-second freefall, he reached an estimated speed of 843 miles per hour, or Mach 1.25, making him the first person ever to break the speed of sound without a vehicle. Post-test data also showed that Felix had set the record for the highest manned balloon flight and longest freefall. These world records are the side benefit of the pursuit of collecting data on the next generation of life support systems for high-altitude flight. Mr. Bumgardner was recently named the National Geographic Adventurer of the Year 2012. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Felix Bumgardner. The Red Bull Stratos team was nominated for the 2012 Collier Trophy Award and the 2013 Aviation Week's Laurel Awards. Our congratulations go out to our 3 honorees and the entire Stratos team. Art Thompson, Colonel Joe Kittinger, Felix Bumgardner, Dr. Merle Hewitt, Malcolm Todd, Jonathan Wells, Scott Lofton, Luke Akins, Einar Enevoldsen, Michael Jacobs, Gail Seekins, Travis Moore, Jason Lewis, Jonathan Clark, MD, MPH, Andy Walsh, Jacqueline Voss, Jay Nemeth, Helmut Wahl, David Clark Company, Incorporated, and the ATA Aerospace, LLC. The Flight Test Historical Foundation would like to recognize specialty restaurants The Proud Bird and Red Bull for their support of the 4th Annual Excellence in Aviation Awards Dinner.